Okay, this is a really tiny one, so we're going to have to enlarge it big. Okay. Actually, we're going to leave out the contrast. Alright, let's see what we have. We have here a postage stamp that has the word dairy. It's about cows. Yeah, moo. Yeah, moo. That's it. Got to make a nice demo on a dairy themed stamp. See how that goes. Alright, out it comes. Out comes our moo cow stamp, copy of it. Yeah, that looks quite nice actually. Very crisp. It's a very crisp looking image. Gonna do something else with it. Maybe make another enlargement of it. A second enlargement on top of that one. So I'm just going to put it there. I'm just going to take this one and put it on the enlargement, bigger size. I think 400 is a bit big for this. I think we have to drop our enlargement a little, a fair amount actually. So wondering we're just going to go at 200 for this. Oh yeah, I'm just going to switch to copied paper. Dairy. Yeah, milk's gone up in price, folks. I went to Woolworths, bought Woolworths branded UHT milk, and it went from being, that's too big, it went from being $1 up to $1.25. I do wonder if it's maybe the drought that's caused this or something big. I don't know why such a huge price hike. But that's what's happened, folks. Everything's becoming expensive, which is not good. It's not good at all. But what can we do, folks? Rich people have the power. Rich people dictate. They just choose to do what they want to do, and they don't care about anyone else. Now that's too small. I'm actually wondering if I'm going to make it a movement piece off this a bit. So I'm just going to put it back on 200. But yeah, it's really difficult, living in a world where things just keep going up and up and up. The cost of living and all that, and it's just not happening. It's no good. It's just the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. My mum bemoans, and she's right. She knows a lot. These rich people don't care. They just care about their profits, and that's it. And they'll make profits any way they like, even if it means ripping us off. So yeah, somehow. But of course we have climate change, and climate change has got to be addressed. Otherwise we're going to have these expenses for our basics like milk. So let's see how this turns out. Yeah, that looks interesting. Dairy. Our little cow. Moo. Don't like it though. I don't know what I can use in this. Maybe make it larger. Maybe we could go 260 by 260 for this moo cow demo. But yeah, everything just goes up in price, folks. Everything does. It's just so expensive to live anymore. It's not the same as the old days. Everything just gets more expensive and it's just not really good. We're not getting value for money or anything. Let's see how this looks. Let's see. There, that looks shithouse. That does, it looks shithouse, folks. I don't like it. Looks crap. Maybe we'll just go back to 200. Maybe we could make this a positive image for this. Might be a bit easier colour-wise. Colours just don't seem to be popping out now. That stupid user interface. So I'm just switching off. Oh, fuck it. Oh, damn. I hate this user interface. This is Konica Minolta's contribution to money fucking. They don't care. They make their equipment not last long enough. It's all about greed. It's all porkery. It's all fucked. Everything's fucked, folks. Anything to do with fucking the money, fucking money out of people, it's just not fair. This world is not a fair place. It's not a fair place. I mean, you have to pay like 25 cents all of a sudden more for a common staple such as milk. It's just ridiculous, the companies that just do that. I was told it was Woolworths' way of paying the farmers, but that's a lot of money to pass on to the consumer. Woolworths should take that money out of their own coffers, you know. And if they want to make people, if they want to promote fixing the farmers, helping the farmers, they should fucking put the money where their mouth is and do it themselves, you know. They should be the ones that donate the money, not fucking taking it off people. It's bloody awful, folks. This bloody stupid world we live in. Fuck, I hate it. Fuck, I hate the way money's become the god of the world. The god of the world, the god of everything. And we wonder why things aren't happening properly, why things break, why things don't last, things let us down. You know, it's not, you know, we're not getting our money's worth, folks. Now that looks more interesting. I'm thinking we're going to use perhaps this. I don't know how it's going to look. But yeah, we've got to fucking think beyond the money. We've got to think about the environment, you know, what's causing this climate change. You know, we can't just bloody... it's bloody awful, folks. I mean, manufacturing, you know, lots of CO2 gets emitted, and yet these companies expect you to keep replacing your phone. You know, your handset, but that takes a lot of energy to build a phone or to build a computer. You know, lots of energy, folks. More energy than what the energy saving function can do on your computer. The manufacturing of the computer is more hungry for electricity and therefore CO2, coal-fired power in China, for example. You know, so we've got to think about spending less on brand new things that don't need to be replaced, you know. If your phone still works, if you're still getting updates for your phone from the telco, not from the telco, but from the manufacturer, you don't need to buy a new phone. You don't need a new phone, folks. That's just bloody stupid. That's just them wanting you to make them money by taking out a new plan. So, you know, to buy another phone. You know, what can we do, you know, folks? We can't do that. We can't just keep consuming things beyond what we need. You know, we've got to think about whatever. It's just so hard to deal with these issues. You know, with all these issues that are going on in this world, there are people are just dying of hunger, people are dying of thirst, people's islands are going underwater, like Kiribati. It's spelt Kiribati, but I think it's pronounced Kiribati. My dad used to work there, and now it's going underwater because of all this climate change from our industrialised and our developing nations. So we can't have this go on for too much longer. Now this looks shit house. Gotta make this a bit bigger. Maybe 200 is what we need. But you know, we gotta fucking make useful, educated decisions about things. We can't just decide just because Samsung, or should I say a telco, tells you to update. They call it updating. It's not updating. It's what's called replacing. The word update is just a euphemism for replace. You know, these fucking companies really know how to distort things, to make illusions. They create lots of smoke and mirrors type things are being used to sell you more product. And you don't want to fucking buy more product, because you're going to contribute to this fucking global warming, or climate change it is now commonly referred to as now. It's climate change. Global warming is what drives it. Climate change, you know, the weather goes crazy all around the world because of the heat, because of global warming. I think that's how it's understood. Anyway, this looks interesting. Wondering where the centre of this job is going to be. But we've got to think, we've got to use less. You know, I've got this phone that I'm using now to make my videos. It's now nearly 3 years old, and it still gets updates, like software updates. It still works well, it still works fast. I don't need a new phone yet, so I'm not going to, even though Vodafone, the company that I'm with on this phone, on this particular handset, keep trying to get me to buy a new one. I've had to basically put my foot down and tell them that I'm happy with what I've got. But they still kept sending me texts and trying to sweet talk me into signing up for yet another plan. But no, I don't want to. I'm not going to. I don't want to. That's how hard it is. So a normal person probably wouldn't have the same guts to say that, or they may think they need a new phone. Oh yeah, 5G's on its way. 5G is being gradually rolled out, but 5G is not yet the standard yet. So why should I spend good money on a phone for 5G when 5G hasn't been fully rolled out? I'm waiting till 5G becomes the next standard before I change, before I get a new phone. Or if this phone slows down, I can then decide that, well, maybe I'll need a new phone then. But not before then, you know. It still works, it still gets updates. Samsung still sends me updates for it, so I'm happy. I'm just happy with it, folks, that I've got something I can use. You know, it's not the latest and the greatest, as they say, but it's still a good phone for what I'm doing. Anyway, that looks a bit curly and shitty, but that looks all right. I think now we can call this dairy demo quits.